Hello brothers and sisters, like, comment, subscribe and welcome back.
I'd like to tell you about a few modifications that I did to my boat. The first one that probably many people are going to notice is this EVA grip foam that I put on the hulls. I got these off of AliExpress and they cost, for each hull, I think I paid about 60 or 65 euros. Pieces I bought were 220 centimeters by roughly 70 centimeters. Make sure you get a grip tape that has the 3M branding on the back, because these little panels up front, I got a visually very similar foam which just had a blank backing tape without the 3M branding, and I noticed that this one up front does not stick as well, nearly as well. The problem is that the glue does stick to the paint, but then the foam comes off of the backing glue. One other thing I did was just attach a pretty thick elastic to the dagger boards or the central boards, and then when they're down I just stick these in between the trampoline lacing, so when I hit something they come up or just give a little bit but they don't break. Then moving on from last year, I got this nice carbon mast. I picked it up on the way back from the World Cup, and then I upgraded to a brand new OS3 trampoline made by Thanos in Greece. I put a pretty clever tack line on the boat, which has a 2-to-1 purchase, so you need twice the effort but only need to pull half as far to get the tack out, which makes it a really fast process. There's just the tack line running through a little block that is attached to the tube on the Dolphin Striker. And then there is a spin lock clamp, cleat, whatever you want to call it. And this will engage when you pull on the tack to pull it out. And then this little line runs up to the handle on the trampoline, so that when you pull on the handle, the tack line releases. Here's a close-up of that tack line. So the handle is attached to a block that is attached between two other blocks, and then there is a little knot and a plastic ball that prevents the tack from going out any further, or from you being able to pull the spinnaker into the chute anymore. So once this locks, you just hold on to the handle, and then there's that 2-to-1 purchase. Out comes the spinnaker, and then there's just a little elastic that runs down the trampoline. When you pull the tack line, that elastic down there in the corner gets a lot more loose, so that the retrieval line doesn't cut into the bottom edge of the spinnaker. Or spinnaker action, tack! And there goes the spinnaker. I put some Velcro on the beams so the spinnaker sheet doesn't slide down all the way into the water, so it stays sort of locked up here. My jib sheet runs up top to a block, and then on here there is some Dyneema that runs to another 2-to-1 purchase. So in total it's a 4-to-1 purchase on the jib. And then also attached there is this elastic down here. We'll pull the jib tight, and then it eases off and releases the jib sheet when you ease the sheet. And then here's my custom boom. So there's a cylindrical piece inside the aluminum tube, and there are 4 screws holding that onto there, and then here's that formerly square piece with an M10 stainless steel thread inside, so it actually spins on there. And I have a little clam cleat up here for my mast rotation, and my race watch, and back there there's just some Dyneema that goes into the shackle that holds on to the the clue of the main, and another little clam cleat with a 2-to-1 purchase for the outhaul. Compared to the original Tornado boom, which had the internal mast rotation, saved me about 2 kilos. This one should be a 40 millimeter diameter. Maybe next time I'd go for a 50 millimeter tube. Let me tell you a little bit about this trailer. I almost picked it up just the way it is. It is a custom Tornado trailer. It has space on the top for 4 hulls, so you can put 2 boats on it, and then 2 masts on top. I've got some sails in here. I have my wetsuits in here. I have a lot of tools in here. And the top lifts hydraulically, so there's a little pump up front that I pump to open it. I put a solar panel on the top of it, and a little solar panel controller which charges a 12-volt battery with just over 20 amp hours. And then I have lights in here. It's just LED strips around 4 meters and 5 watts per meter. Enough light for the entire trailer. And I put some fans down here. So there are 2 fans back there, and then there's a little fan out here. The 2 fans blow in air and the single one sucks out air. So I get some sort of decent airflow through the trailer. And there is a timer connected to it, so I can adjust the hours it runs. So it'll run during daylight and then a few hours during night. All in all, it was about 300 euros. I got, I think, everything off of Amazon. All right, and there's that solar panel. It is a 100 watt panel, and the cable just gets routed down there into the trailer itself, comes out the other side, and then runs down to this solar controller. And there is actually not the right angle of sunlight for it to be charging the battery, but there's the battery behind there. That's the timer on the right. And I have 2 cables for phone charging and other electronics, and it's been working super well.
Like, subscribe, comment, blah, blah, bloody blah. Thank you very much.